boys and girls. This is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
Hey guys, this is Charlotte, and you're watching Going In Raw. Going In Raw. That sounds terrible.
What's up? It's your girl, Sasha Banks, Legit Boston, and you are watching Going In Raw. You like that?
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson. And, of course, available wherever podcasts can be found. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and the little notify bell next to it to make sure you're always getting your new Going In Raw notifications. We're also available on the Patreon at patreon.com/Steve and Larson. We have a wide variety of reward tiers over there. Starting at $1, you would be surprised, shocked maybe, to find out how far $1 goes here at Going In Raw. Every little bit does help. It helps support Going In Raw and lets us do what we want to do. Sucking down that Red Bull right there, huh? 1 hour, man. 1 hour, and then we can go home.
That's not true. We got to ask Steve and Larson to do after this.
Oh, you want to do that today or tomorrow?
Let's do it today.
Okay, good.
'Cause I'm not going to have a ton of time tomorrow. I got a wedding to go to tomorrow afternoon.
All right, fair enough.
So I got to keep it short.
All right.
Just notice we're both wearing merch shirts today. Might as well plug where you can get these. Pro Wrestling Tees for that one. $50 Patreon tier for this one.
So prowrestlingtees.com
for that one.
/Going In Raw.
Yeah, this is an exclusive Patreon shirt. You sign up for the $50 tier.
You get a lot of stuff. You get a lot of stuff. You get that shirt, which is exclusive to that Patreon tier. You get the Friendo Care Package. You get to have your video question on Matt Chat.
If you choose to.
Yeah.
You don't have to do it.
We also have like a custom video message thing there, which if anybody's a $50 patron, you guys want that, just let us know. Nobody's ever asked us, hey, can I get this? If you give us $50 on the Patreon, we'll do a custom video for you, like a little shout-out type thing. Just saying. Anyways, so yeah, there we are. And then, of course, big announcement. Our first ever live in front of a studio audience podcast, Friendo Fest 2019, Las Vegas, for free to the entire public as part of StarCast Weekend.
Yes.
At the Tuscany Suites and Casino, May 26th.
Sunday.
It's a Sunday, the Sunday after Double or Nothing.
11 a.m.
11 a.m.
We're going to be doing our Double or Nothing recap.
Yes.
Live.
Possibly with a
before
guest
a
star.
live studio audience.
And lots of friendos.
Oh, I want to make an extravaganza, man.
Lots of 2 sweets and handshakes.
Well, I'll be shaking hands. And
I know. That's the whole point.
Fist bumps and stuff.
You don't need to clarify that. People know that you're weird and you don't too sweet.
What's weird about that?
I haven't tried in a while. Huh?
What's that for?
Too sweet me.
No.
Too sweet me. All right. Anyways, let's kick off this episode, Larson, by talking about what a treasure Big E is.
He's fantastic.
He's been flirting with Becky Lynch's mom.
Oh.
And it's been a wonder to watch on Twitter.
It's been a ray of sunshine on this day of mine.
Big E is a ray of sunshine.
Hell yeah, man. He is the absolute best.
He is the absolute best. He's also the absolute most honest, and it's very refreshing. So this has to do with Lars Sullivan and his highly, could you even call it controversial? I think you just go straight from controversial to offensive.
It's offensive.
Past of
posting on bodybuilding forums.
Some very, very, quite frankly, offensive comments.
Yeah, we talked about it when the story initially broke, like November of last year, I think.
A little while ago, yeah.
Yeah, about how he posted a bunch of really messed up stuff on, I think, bodybuilding.com forums prior to signing to WWE. And shortly thereafter, vignettes for Lars that were running on WTV ceased. And then he reportedly took some time off to get some treatment for some mental health issues he was dealing with.
Yeah.
Now he's back, has been for a couple weeks, and he's, again, back in the news for all the wrong reasons. There's a massive Reddit post compiling seemingly every single messed up and offensive thing Lars posted on those bodybuilding forums. In fact, Twitter user @ChaliceForAlice shared this thread with the aforementioned Big E. And Big E responded.
He was asked if he was
aware of what Lars had written, and Big E responded with, quote, "Many are aware, if true, he has to bear the albatross of being a bigot and working in a company that is now filled with minorities."
You can kind of read into that maybe so later on we're going to talk about or just mention that apparently Brian Alvarez mentions that WWE knew about all this stuff
before they hired him,
and that Lars had apologized for it all. Maybe Big E just was left out of that particular apology session. And I would think that being a prominent member on the roster, never mind that he's an African American on the roster, but just being on the roster would probably necessitate Lars saying, hey, I'm going to be apparently a big part of this roster, and we can see that with the push that he's been given, with the push that he was reported to have been given.
If he is going to hold himself accountable for his misdeeds of the past, he has to go in front of the locker room and say, cop to what he did, show genuine contrition, and shown that yes, that he has learned from what he did and is now a different person.
You would think that's kind of a no-brainer that he would have done that.
However, we've seen in WWE in recent history that someone who said awful things in the past is brought in the locker room and not done that.
Yeah, that's true. I would think you would just have to imagine if he had done any of the stuff that we just said, that Big E's response would have been a bit different. Yeah, I'm aware of it. He's reached out to everybody, and it's
been dealt with, something like that. Yeah.
He's a different person. He's apologized, or he claims to be different, something like that. All he said was, yeah, we all know about it. And if it's true, which there still seems to be some sort of, in terms of who he is as a person, if the things he said are true and he still believes them, then he's going to have some problems working in that locker room, which is quite diverse these days. So Kalisto, also on Twitter, was asked the same thing. He responded, he just needs to get out of my way. I'm Latino. And then the fist bump emoji or punch emoji. Punch, I guess, emoji.
And you mentioned Brian Alvarez. We'll go into these quotes. He mentioned, I think, on a recent episode of Wrestling Observer Live that WWE did know about all this before, or at least knew of it, prior to Lars signing with the company, saying, quote, it is zero mystery in WWE that he did this. They knew this when they hired him. They have known this forever. They are not going to fire him. How is Lars going to react to this? I don't know. He continues. In WWE's mind, he did this and he apologized for it. He told them that he was wrong and that he was remorseful, and in their minds, it is a done deal. But he also noted, I don't know how he's going to respond to Big E and apparently other people in the locker room being unhappy with what he posted on the internet. First thing you should do is come say, I'm sorry.
It's pretty easy.
Yeah.
They're all there together quite a bit.
Yeah. Just say, like right now, they're all on a European tour.
Yeah.
I think they take buses between shows together.
Yeah.
Get in front of the bus, say, yeah,
hey, everybody,
I did this. I shouldn't have done this. It's messed up. It was highly offensive. I apologize to each and every member of this locker room for my past deeds.
Pretty easy. I know it takes some chutzpah if I'm using my that word correctly. What language is that? Yiddish?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it's Yiddish.
Yeah, I think so.
I get it from movies, man. I don't know if it actually is. Anyways, take some real chutzpah. So anyways, I don't know, man. I don't know what's in a dude's heart. I just know that, and I'm not going to repeat any of that stuff. It's all out there.
Yeah.
It's horrifying. The boys over at Cultaholic, they did a similar story talking about this.
They read some of it.
And they seemed horrified to have to read that stuff.
Yeah, I don't want
They're all good lads over there.
If you want to find it, like I said, there's a huge Reddit post with I don't know if it's comprehensive, but it's got a lot of it.
Yeah.
So if you want to wade through all that.
And I really do hope that it's a guy who just went the wrong way, and maybe he's become a better person and doesn't those views don't reflect who he is now. That's totally fine if that's the case, but it's probably going to be a problem if he's just in that locker room and
doesn't
festering
and doesn't go up and address the situation.
You would think,
and more than anything else, apologize to the other wrestlers there.
I'm not a wrestler. I don't know. I'm just saying, in any working environment,
totally.
If I suddenly found some post that Larson posted from ages ago, talking about, boy, I hate everybody named Steve. They're real pieces of garbage.
I'd have to be held accountable to that.
Well, you kind of still do anyways.
Wait, what?
I'm joking. Anyways, the way you treat me sometimes.
Oh, I treat you wonderfully. WrestleVo's add to all this. They, quote, talked to one of my sources regarding this Lars Sullivan stuff. Sources states WWE is aware of what's making the rounds online. His exact words, quote, "They are hoping it stays low and disappears."
That's like
WrestleVote's take. This is, quote, my take. "They aren't going to do a damn thing. Hope I'm wrong." That's the wrong attitude to take. Lay low, hope it disappears.
But it's a very WWE attitude
It's
to take.
completely their attitude.
That's like, yeah, they do that a lot. Fabulous. We're going to name something with Fabulous Moolah. Oh, everybody's mad.
Well, right.
And then Snickers comes
They just
over.
write it out.
Hey, you want some of this? You want some of that money?
Change it.
Change it.
Well, same to the Saudi Arabia thing. Any sort of bad headlines. Well, we're supposed to do this Crown Jewel show. We don't mention where it's taking place at.
They'll never
They
know.
won't think.
They'll be like, Friday at 9 a.m., totally normal. Oh, yeah, no, it's taking place in
From a mystery location.
From parts unknown.
Crown Jewel with the best in the world tournament.
But then the Saudis want them to, like, talk about how great Saudi Arabia is. Oh, scary. Anyways.
Anyway, yeah, that's WWE's attitude. They face any PR issue.
Yeah.
Just pull the sheets over their head, their covers.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wait it out. And then it seems like it's blown over. They can get out from under their covers. And
Nobody can tell me who to make apologize what. Nobody can tell me. Nobody can tell me. Look at him. He's all beef. Oh, he's so hairy and beefy. He's the guy. I don't care what he said.
It's like WWE deals with bad PR like it's a hangover. You just try to sleep it off.
Yeah.
It's not the attitude, man. You got to address it. If I get hungover, I take some aspirin, drink plenty of water.
You come right into work.
Get a grease. Yeah, totally.
Hiccup your way through a show.
Totally. Power through.
And you know what? Ends up on Best of April.
I know, because you know what? I addressed it head on. I didn't hide from it. I didn't stay in bed that day. I didn't curl up underneath my covers and sleep it off. No. I got out of bed that day, hiccups and all, modest headache. I came to work, and I delivered the best of my abilities.
Best of April.
I addressed it and took it on, head on.
It's going up Monday, by the way. Monday morning, Best of April's
cool.
going up. It's
Cool.
It's done. I just have to go through our WrestleMania live stream. I'm not sure if I want
to get through.
Oh, I'm not. I'm gonna try to find some like
Look
reactions.
at the comments. Right.
Yeah, that's a good idea too. I'll do that. I'm like debating on whether or not I want to put in the stuff of us singing on there. That might be a little too cringe.
Well, it's mostly me singing. I'm even less worried about the cringe factor. And granted, it's not going to make a ton of money for us, however, but it's if we're going to put it up, we got to monetize it. Be more worried about the copyright issue. Than me.
I'm not worried about that. A couple of idiots singing some Backstreet Boys.
My tone and whatnot's not the best. I'm probably horribly off key. So,
Yeah.
but those bots out there, man, they're pretty sophisticated.
Yeah,
picking
they're
up
pretty crazy.
songs and whatnot.
They're
so
pretty crazy.
That's more my concern.
Okay.
If I was concerned about being embarrassed, I would have done it in the first place.
All right, fair enough.
So that's not my worry. Just if you do it, 3 seconds or less.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Not a whole lot of time right there.
No, but people get a little bit of it.
I'm probably not even gonna do it.
All right.
I was not a. I thought it was a great selling point. We sold a bunch of shirts.
Yeah, I might try.
I think I'll do that instead. I'll just do a supercut of me reading off, like, oh, we're at 13 shirts, 14, 15 shirts, 16, 17 shirts, 18, 19, 20, 21.
That's good. I'll do that again for Money in the Bank.
Okay.
What song should I perform if we sell 25 shirts?
Purple Rain.
Okay.
Before I move on, here's a word from the sponsor for today's episode. HelloFresh. HelloFresh is a meal kit delivery service that shops, plans, and delivers step-by-step recipes and pre-measured ingredients to your door.
HelloFresh does all the planning, shopping, and prepping and makes conquering the kitchen a reality and allows you to spend less time meal planning and grocery shopping. Also, each meal takes about 30 minutes to cook and calls for less than 2 pots and pans, which means minimal cleanup, which I like. I don't like doing dishes.
Nobody does. HelloFresh offers 3 meal plans to choose from. Classic, veggie, or family, and you can switch between the options whenever you like. Get out of the recipe rut and start cooking outside of your comfort zone by discovering new and delicious recipes with HelloFresh.
Yeah, we had a chance to try HelloFresh, and it was awesome. The wide variety of recipes offered is impressive, and the food is fantastic. I especially love the Italian meatloaf because it was delicious, and most of all, really easy to cook.
It was all about the pork burgers, man.
Those were good too, man. Those were really good. And right now, friends can take advantage of HelloFresh's special offer. Get $80 off your first month by going to HelloFresh.com/GoingInRaw80 and using promo code GoingInRaw80. That's all one word.
Yes, you can get $20 off your first 4 boxes by going to HelloFresh.com/GoingInRaw80 and entering promo code Going In Raw 80, like Larson said, all one word.
And thanks to HelloFresh for sponsoring today's show. And you're really helping out Going In Raw by going to HelloFresh.com/GoingInRaw80 and using promo code GoingInRaw80.
I'd never made mashed potatoes from scratch before.
Really?
Yeah, I'd never done that before.
Really?
Yeah.
It's quite easy to do it and make it delicious.
It's just easy.
It's great.
It is. I was like, oh, really? Just boil them and start mashing them up?
Uh-huh.
That's cool. Toss a bunch of good creamy stuff in there.
Yeah, man.
And you're good to go.
Yeah.
It was
You
awesome.
know what else?
And that's HelloFresh. I mean, that's the thing that I kind of took away the most from our time getting the HelloFresh was like little tricks here and there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is how it's done. Oh, this is how it's done. That's cool. Right on.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
all
good
easy
stuff.
and easy to understand. You get the card with the 6 little steps or whatever, and the recipe is great.
Yeah, it's rad.
It's awesome. Know what else is awesome?
What?
Network pressure.
Oh, yeah. Under pressure. Ooh, that's, again, copyright issues.
Yeah, don't do that.
Under pressure.
Because we're living in a new era, Steve, the wild card rule era. And, was it brought on, as Vince said, in a moment of inspired genius? Brilliant.
Would you wait? Hold on a second. Are you telling me that Vince McMahon gave us a falsehood?
Yeah. According to Wrestling Observer Radio, the answer to my question I asked you was no. It was all devised to make TV executives happy. Meltzer said on this very topic, quote, Fox wanted more storylines that are going to be on both Raw and SmackDown. NBC Universal was real upset about the ratings, especially in the third hour, and was asking questions about our ratings are this, and this. We'd be giving away Roman Reigns.
No,
Why did we give away Roman Reigns? So the pressure's on that the top stars work both shows. So it'll be different guys. I guess it'll be 4 guys on both shows. In theory, he continued on with this topic in this week's newsletter.
I'll say this.
Go ahead.
This was somewhat inevitable due to pressure that was coming from stations wanting bigger numbers. Fox was wanting guys from Raw on its SmackDown show. NBC Universal had been unhappy with the ratings, particularly the third-hour drop, and wanted to know why, given ratings were falling, that they sent Reigns, who the perception is that he's the company's biggest star, to SmackDown. Both sides wanted more star power for the fall. Unless the move to Fox really does create a new audience for real, as opposed to the expected short-term novelty audience gain, before falling back to the long-term pattern, this fall was looking really bad. Let me ask you something, Larson.
Well, first, to say this. This wild card rule brought about roughly like a 10% jump for both Raw and SmackDown. SmackDown was still under 2 million.
To be fair, though, on a night that even Meltzer mentioned in the newsletter that it was a success because the night was even more stacked with competition.
Yeah, there's 2 playoff games and a bunch of other stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So a 10% roughly jump for each show.
Uh-huh.
SmackDown's still well below. Back in December, Meltzer mentioned that Fox was looking for SmackDown to get upwards of 3 million viewers.
I really hope it does.
By the fall.
I hope they figure this out.
And they're, about 60% of that?
Because, I mean, I mentioned this. We were talking about this a little bit, just anecdotally on our end, the interest in the product in WWE.
Oh, where WWE goes, like wrestling YouTube goes.
Right, exactly. Like our numbers go as well, and we want big numbers too. Let me ask you this, though. This is crazy to me. Like, why is it? So we've heard, or Meltzer has speculated that shareholders, the WWE stock would plummet if Vince was either removed or left or died or whatever.
Because they equate Vince with WWE.
Why?
One and the same.
Why? I honestly, it doesn't take that much research to understand that Vince is kind of a big part of the problem here.
Yeah.
It really doesn't. I mean, I understand that he's got relationships, and in the world of business, at that level, that's very, very important. He has been a force, an ever-present force at the head of the WWE for, the entirety of its popularity, of its mainstream crossover.
Nearly 40 years, yeah.
I get that. But don't they ever just stop and say, okay, let's really research Vince McMahon and what his role is with the company as it pertains to why these ratings are going down? Or do they just say, hey, he knows what he's doing. He's Vince McMahon. It's on him to either perform or not, and he'll either get the big contracts or he won't. I guess it's not their problem to solve. It's his problem to solve.
I think here's the thing, too, is it depends what kind of stakes they have in the long-term future of the company, because if you're an investor and you buy in $40 a share, WWE's getting these massive TV deals, about $500 million a year, I believe, and their stock price is soar. Well, you're happy.
Yeah.
You don't care about, if you're not a wrestling fan, you don't care about the show. You don't care about ratings because you think, well, these contracts are for 5 years. I have 5 years to either deal with the ebb and flow of the stock, and if it looks like it's heading on a trend I don't like, then I could sell and still probably make a profit. I mean, I don't think stockholders are concerned with by and large, unless they're wrestling fans, about what the product is.
I don't know
what the ratings are like.
I don't know if the majority of the stockholders for the WWE. It would be kind of interesting to understand the demographics of the stockholders. I don't think that information is available. I would really doubt that WWE would be considered like a safe stock for mutual funds. But I don't know. I really don't. I mean, it's not like it's not necessarily volatile.
Yeah.
It doesn't swing wildly from what we understand.
So that one dip was 30. Well, no, it wasn't 30%. It was $13. That's pretty significant.
But on a day-to-day basis, on a week-to-week or month-to-month or year-to-year.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I mean, the only reason it dipped
it's gone up a lot in the last year.
It went up big time, kind of unnaturally, based off of the big TV deal.
It's been hovering around $83 today.
What about? I mean, can you extend that to year over year for the last 5 years?
I can go what's year to date over the last
5
year.
Years.
So on May of 2018, May 15th was $43, and then yesterday it closed at 84.
Go to 5 years really quick.
Oh, you're gonna see. For the longest time, it was like just kind of petering around $20.
Wow, that was like near its IPO. Its IPO was like 17.
And that wasn't until
really last 12 months.
It really shot up.
Yeah. All right. Well,
and I think this is right about when the Fox deal was announced, when it got to 90.
All right. Well, shareholders should be happy, I guess.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
Saw an increase 4 times.
Especially they bought 2017, 2018.
Yeah. But still, I think you'd want to do some research on that stuff. I mean,
I'm sure they do. They just do research in terms of the prospectus, the financial outlook for the company, not so much, whether the TV product is any good.
Yeah,
and I understand how us as wrestling fans can see how understanding the quality of the TV product, how would it affect things going forward, is important.
I will put it this way. I'll put it this way.
But if you got a 2-year stake in WWE in your mind, what do you care?
If I'm a shareholder in Theranos and I start reading things or hearing things that this product,
but that's a new company,
it remains the same whether it's new or old. If I catch wind that some of this seems like on shaky ground.
But that's the thing I'm saying. No, it does make a difference because WWE's been around forever, and they've survived ups and downs, the peaks and valleys of popularity. They've survived that and still to dominate the industry. So it's not like the Theranos thing is like a new business.
Shareholders do their share of research,
though.
They
do, yeah.
Just saying, are you gonna invest in something that, if you take a look at its long-term outlook, how good does it look?
From a financial perspective, it probably looks great for the next 5 years.
For the next 5 years, yeah, maybe. But then if you read WWE's tanking its ratings, and it's based off of we have no idea.
No, I understand
what those contracts have in terms of clauses that says that even the what was it? I was reading a newsletter about the original XFL was on a multi-year deal. They pulled the plug on the networks. Pulled the plug on that.
Yeah,
I have no idea if Fox or USA can pull the plug.
I'm
on
sure at
their
any
deals.
point they can. Yeah,
I don't know. Just saying.
That's always a possibility.
Yeah,
but I would imagine a lot of stockholders, a lot of investors are doing the research primarily, if not exclusively, from the financial aspect of things, and maybe if they're not familiar with the industry, they don't see how the relationship between the creative could affect the financial aspect of it.
Yeah, invest in mutual funds, people. They're very safe.
Well, they're safer.
Yes.
That's what my retirement is, mutual funds.
I know. Most retirements are.
Because they're safe.
They're very safe.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, anyways.
We're going to talk more TV action, TV deals.
Oh, yeah. There might be a new one ready to go on the horizon. According to The Wrap, we might be hearing more about All Elite Wrestling's TV deal very, very soon.
Uh-huh.
The All Elite Wrestling Turner deal is now, quote, virtually done. person with knowledge of the plan tells the Wrap exclusively. Current plans call for the partnership to be announced through select press 1 hour before Warner Media's Wednesday upfront event. That's in 6 days. Well, 5 days when this goes live. AEW President Tony Khan and some of his wrestlers are expected to be in attendance at the Madison Square Garden, the Mecca of professional wrestling. Pitch to media buyers, the person told us. Larson, is Private Party going to be there?
I hope so.
Man, I really hope so. The presentation begins at 10 a.m. New York City time. That's Eastern Standard Time.
On the 15th. Which day of the week is the 15th? That's next Wednesday.
The Wrap continues. Current plans call for Turner to begin airing a weekly All Elite Wrestling show this fall on TNT. Meltzer still seems to think that either Tuesday or Wednesday.
It's got to be Wednesday because basketball's
on the table. But yeah,
basketball's on Tuesday.
Yeah,
I'm sure that's a far more lucrative deal.
Oh yes. I wonder how many people watched the Warriors Houston game. Is there any more info on Durant? I know they said it was probably a strained calf. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they said be evaluated again next week.
Oh, whoa, gee. Well,
what was it, game 5?
That was game
night?
5. They're up 3-2.
So then game 6 will be It'll be tomorrow, Friday, probably in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
And then back to Oracle for game 7, if needed, on Sunday.
Yeah.
So it's like he could be out in the remaining. But then I guess Curry played really well when Durant exited the game.
Mm-hmm.
So he can just step in. He's still got a really good team even if Durant goes down.
Well, they have a championship level team even if Durant
they did.
goes down.
I know when Durant signed with the Warriors, it's because they had already won the title.
Exactly.
One of the reasons.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is all very exciting. Wrestling back on the Turner family of networks. It's great news, Steve. Great news.
Yeah, it's good news. Good news for the industry.
Great news.
Yeah. Well, once it actually happens, we'll see.
TNT, they know drama. They're going to announce this deal in the most dramatic way possible.
I wish they'd get some microphones for the damn shit.
I think this is part of the aesthetic, man.
I try to... No, man, no.
It's like a Dogma thing.
Even Dogma had microphones.
They weren't the best microphones.
You know what Dogma proved? That you can have trash-looking visuals as long as people are mic'd. Then it doesn't matter what your visuals look like.
Being the Elite's trying to prove the inverse.
It's not working. Dude, seriously, I try to watch Double or Nothing or Road to Double or Nothing or Being the Elite or I don't know, whatever one it was on. And nobody's mic'd. And it's like Cody's sitting at his desk.
That's totally going to fall.
And he's like, okay, so yeah, I'm talking to Chris Jericho. And Chris Jericho is saying this thing. And I'm like, what are you saying? God, you guys have like Turner money now. You have con money.
Yeah, they should be able to get some mics.
Can
I
you
agree.
Just get some jabroni with a boom mic.
Well, they still shoot it on iPhone, don't they?
I don't know.
I mean, not that it excuses not having a microphone, because you get mics for that.
I saw...
You can get a camera like this.
A picture of... Oh, what was the last event? Did What Culture go to... What Culture went to... What was the last big pay-per-view? Was it Mania? I don't know what it was.
Well, yeah, it was the last major pay-per-view.
In any event, I saw them doing their ups and downs or whatever they do, their post-show recap thing with Simon Miller, and Phil was working a freaking iPhone with an LED, and Simon Miller had a damn
it's totally
mic
possible
coming out of the iPhone.
I know. I'm not using that as an excuse.
It bugs the crap out of me.
I just don't watch it then.
I want to watch it. I want to keep up with this stuff.
I can't.
Just read the recaps in the newsletter.
He gets really extensive with those recaps.
Exactly. It pretty much eliminates any need to watch it.
Plan to watch later. Didn't watch. Yay, nay, somewhere in between.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. No, I give him shit. It's great news. It's really cool. It's really good. I just hope, here's my thing, man. I just hope that my honest to God hope is that All Elite maybe will give a kick in the pants to enthusiasm in professional wrestling. And I really hope that it gives a strong kick in the pants to the WWE. I really do.
Yep.
Because we mentioned this before. This wild card rule could potentially be a logistical disaster for storytelling. It really could be. I mean, I hope that they're not going to try to overthink this damn thing. Hopefully they say, okay, well, let's lay out some feuds for the next 3 months that can be cross-brand. Drew Roman, I think, is a great one.
Yeah. Raw tag teams going to SmackDown.
Yeah, stuff like that. And then those are the people that cross brand week to week, not just randos showing up. Because if that's the case, it's gonna be that's gonna be a mess. I really hope that this past week the wild card rule thing is going to be just basically the kickoff of new feuds. It's going to be like what we should have got with a Superstar shakeup.
Yeah.
And then we can get some stable storytelling from here on out.
Yeah, it's a lot to ask for WWE, though.
I know, man. I know. So, I don't know. All Elite Wrestling.
That's where it's at, man.
Is it where it's at?
That's where it's at.
I guess so. Oh, now this.
It's the only hope for this for the whole wrestling industry, Steve.
Now I got they're our only hope.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Help me, All Elite Wrestling.
Private Party's our only hope.
You're my only hope. Yeah, speaking of someone who's probably short on hope right now, Luke
Can
Harper.
I read this one because I'm such a fan of this ongoing drama?
All right.
Luke Harper. Released from his contract?
No.
Booked in a story?
No.
No. He's been given no future bookings.
It's from the Wrestling Observer newsletter.
Thank you. But also won't be let out of his contract. He asked Vince McMahon if he wasn't going to be used, could he get out in November, as is the contract expiration date, before WWE extended it 6 months based on his being out with an injury. McMahon told him to take it up with Triple H, who then didn't respond to him.
That's weird.
That's weird. So,
so Vince said, because apparently he wrote him a letter saying, not only am I not going to let you out of your contract, but we're extending it 6 months.
Okay, was that in the letter?
I don't know. Regardless, he was told, whether it was in the letter or not, that not only was he not being released, he was being
I want to see this letter.
Adding 6 months to his deal. And if I read this right, so first of all, it's weird that Luke Harper asked Vince McMahon to say, "Hey, can I go? My contract's up." That's kind of how it's phrased, isn't it?
See what I feel. Do you get the idea? Do you get the feeling that Luke Harper, God bless his soul, I want him to be free. Is he doing everything wrong here?
I don't know, maybe.
Okay, because here's the thing. My contract expires in look at my contract here. Expires in November. That's 6 months away.
Well, no, what you do is what Dean did. Granted, you don't do it 6 months ahead of time or 8 months ahead of time, whatever. But then again, if he said,
what did Dean do?
He just said, "No, I'm not going to resign."
That's drawing attention to it. Nobody's asking Harper anything. Nobody's saying he's looking at his contract.
No, what I'm saying here is if the difference is if he went up to Vince and says, "Hey, my contract is up in November. It's okay if I go," as opposed to my contract's up in November, I am out of here.
How about he doesn't approach Vince McMahon?
Or he could do that too.
That's the thing. Because here's the thing. Once you do that, you're bringing attention to the contract. And once you bring the attention to the contract, what does Vince seem to love doing these days?
Make the contract longer. I understand that. But here's the thing.
Do anything.
We've heard many times that Vince will respect you if you stand up for yourself. And if the way this is phrased really weird.
Yeah, this is phrased weird.
It made it sound like Luke Harper went into Vince's office meekly and says, "Vince, my contract's in November. It's okay if I leave then, please."
I find that that's gotta be difficult to believe, right?
I don't believe that whatsoever. But if he had gone there and slammed his fist on the desk, says, "Vince, you ain't doing shit with me, and I'm out the fucking door. My contract's up," turns around and walks away.
Guess what? 6 more months have been added.
But Vince would respect him for going on there with showing that moxie.
Yeah, going and showing that Moxley. And then we can role play this one. You're Luke Harper. I'm Triple H. Go talk to Paul.
All right, I'll do that.
Okay, so and then Adam Cole.
I'll text him.
Goes over at
Hunter.
Bridgeport.
I just had a conversation with Vince McMahon. He wants to keep me past November when my contract's up. Is there anything we can do to get me out of here sooner? Thanks for all your help. Much appreciated.
Yeah, God, Steph keeps on bugging me about dinner tonight. What's this? Brody.
It says it's delivered. It's Reddit.
Anyways, so, dear Steph, I was thinking we'd get some delicious Italian meatloaf from the HelloFresh meal kit delivery service today.
Now let's fast forward a week.
Yeah, okay.
Hunter, don't know if you got my previous text. As I mentioned there, I talked to Vince about getting my release when my contract is up in November. However, he told me, no, 6 months. Talk to you about it. Any thoughts? Thanks for your help. Bye.
No, I thought I told you I wanted pork burger. Oh, Brody. Not dealing with that right now. Dear Steph, it's pork burgers or GTFO.
What if Harper just rolled up to him at like a taping? Hey man, listen, Vince is being a real pain about this. I know he's your father-in-law, but you know how he is. November's right around the corner. You guys aren't doing anything with me.
Yeah, I'll get back to you about that.
I think Triple H should go like to stare at him.
Walk backwards.
He walked backwards. Exactly.
Like untraced his path to that point. It's probably more like, yeah, I'll look into that.
Yeah, no, I'll get back to you on that. I'll look into that.
Oh, it's so frustrating.
But then Luke Harper's not booked in any shows, so he's just sitting at home. So he doesn't run into Triple H again.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
I just don't understand. Like, it's just throwing money away when you pay a talent to not come to work.
Yeah. Well, they have the money, man.
I understand that. Nonetheless.
They have the money. All those shareholders not doing their research.
It comes off as so damn petty.
This is a goddamn house of cards right now.
I'm not saying you have to give him his release at the moment with no compete clause, but to tack on the extra 6 months. It's ridiculous.
It's constantly on the verge of collapse, I'm telling you.
It really is.
People are just going to flock from this product. It's just not great.
Like, All Elite's going to have 5 million viewers its first week.
It ain't going to have shit, man.
Because people are so fed up with this WWE garbage.
Not if they don't mic their show.
No, they'll have it mic'd for television.
Probably not.
Turner wouldn't let air if it was that bad. They have their own... Like, there's broadcast standards you have to adhere to for a television product.
You'd think, but... Like,
no, there is. There actually is.
Have you ever
seen... They will not air television shows if it doesn't meet certain broadcast standards.
Who's they?
Networks. You've never worked in television production, Steve.
Wait, have you?
Yes.
Where'd you work?
The first job I had out of college was a television production studio.
You were just logging tapes, man.
No, but I was actually producing pieces too for Stars Movie News.
Really?
Yeah.
And who was the gatekeeper in terms of who wouldn't let it go down?
Well, you would submit the tape to whatever network, and if they didn't like it, if it didn't meet standards, they would tell you, no, you got to redo it.
Yeah. What was your favorite thing that you produced there while working in television?
That's a good question.
Please tell me it was the Chris Kattan interview. Oh, that's right. You worked for Stars.
No, I didn't work for Stars. We produced content for Stars.
What was the name of the company you worked for?
Oh, no, it doesn't exist anymore.
Oh, no. You drove it into the ground?
No, I was only there a year.
Oh, in a year?
Yeah.
You drove it into the ground?
Totally.
You've never worked on TV, Steve. Put that on a shirt.
You never worked in television production, did you, Steve?
You've never worked at television production, Steve.
You know the term, like, color safe? You know what that's for? Television.
Yeah, I know what color safe is, man.
Do you know how to read a scope? Didn't make sure your reds are color safe?
Maybe. I don't know. No, I like my reds bleeding. That's what I like them to do.
Burn in on every TV imaginable, huh?
You've never worked in television. That's awesome. All right. Let's answer some questions.
Yeah.
Let's see here. From Tony Wood. Does the TV deal with Warner Media Group make All Elite a player for number 2 company in pro wrestling?
Oh, they're already there.
Like
all of pro wrestling? No, in the States, yes.
Maybe in North America.
They're already there in North America.
Well, the deal isn't signed yet.
They're already there in North America.
The deal's not signed.
New Japan's number 2 in the world, but yeah, All Elite's already there in North America.
There's no deal signed.
Oh, this is great.
They haven't even run a show yet.
Daryl W. Perry going in raw math on Dave Meltzer star ratings.
So Legacy and Kayfabe are 10s.
Yeah.
Because they're like the standard. Being Good is the only one that's sort of suspect. I would probably give it like a 7 for Being Good.
You know, I'd say promo because I don't know if Meltzer is actually. Sometimes he doesn't articulate his rationale very well either.
He can be a dick on Twitter, and usually it's to other people who are dicks, which I don't get that game. I just like mute people.
Totally.
If anybody says anything that I disagree with, I just mute them.
Or just ignore them.
Yeah. Well, I like muting them. That way they don't know that I'm not listening to them. It's kind of great.
We'll say 8+.
Gotta be an 8+, right?
8+. That seems fair.
Yeah. I mean, what's the look? I like the look of the newsletter.
It's very bare bones.
Yeah, it's great.
Vance Rawson. I feel like they're building to Vince versus Roman for the heart of WWE. That's kind of my storyline. I might be reading into it, but I felt hints of it before Mania with Vince interjecting himself into feuds and Triple H and Stephanie seemingly blindsided by it. Am I alone on this? No, I can see that. Vince interjected himself into the Kofi storyline, the Becky storyline a couple times. It seemed like Triple H and Stephanie were taken aback by it. Here's the thing, though. They might have thought that week, maybe we'll do this, and then it was completely forgotten about the next time around.
Dude, I'll be honest, Vance and Larson.
Uh-huh.
No, not a chance. Because Vince thinks that he is the wrestling's greatest Band-Aid. That's what it is. It's, something needs to be fixed really quick. I'll insert myself. There is no, okay, how about this? We do a Roman versus Vince thing where it's going to culminate with this thing. I don't think it's that at all.
No,
I think
it's not going to be that.
Low ratings. I'll just go throw myself out there because remember back in 1998 when I was a draw because of Stone Cold? I think that's what it is, man. I really do. And there might be some metrics to indicate that when Vince is around, I think at one point Vince indicated that, hey, something important is happening, so ratings are going to go up. I don't know that's the case anymore, man.
Luchando asks, why ain't I getting booked?
You are booked all over WCW, like one of the lead stories. Ryan Haft, what are your theories on the end game for Bray's new gimmick? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either.
I guess the beggar...
He's going to adopt the persona of Mercy the Buzzard and come out to the ring in a Condor Man-esque buzzard outfit.
I love it. I think,
with mechanical wings and everything.
You just successfully rebooked Beefy Dub. Wow, he might be our first two-time rebrand.
Could be.
That's good.
Justin Wern, if you were to design your own luchador-esque mascaras, what would they look like, and what would your luchador names be?
Well, yours would have to be an all-over print of something.
Oh, absolutely.
Like an all-over print of like...
It would be an all-over print of whatever my mascaras looked like. Just small little mascaras all over printed on it.
Whoa.
I know. And those would have all over print of the mascaras.
Yeah. And then those ones would have them too.
In perpetuity.
So
to infinity.
You wouldn't know what it looks like.
No.
Oh, wow. That's messed up. You just play with my mind.
What's good luchador names, however?
Violencia aquí.
Violence here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You too?
What is unknown? That'd be Mysterio?
No say.
That'd be mystery.
Or yeah, mystery, yeah.
See if there's a...
There you go. Ooh, desconocido. Desconocido. It's kind of a mouthful.
Yeah, I know.
What's your name, Luchador?
Desconocido. Mascaras. The unknown mask.
The unknown mask, yeah.
Because the mask
I
goes
like
on.
Mascaras.
Ooh, what's infinite?
Oh, in probably infinite. In Infinito.
Mascaras Infinito. That's my name.
Okay, there you go. Wow.
That's a good name.
Well done. I like violence here.
No, that's good.
Ultimo Violencia.
That's good too.
The Captain. What are the 5 worst titles WWE has ever made? Spinner title.
Oh, the U.S. spinner title.
The U.S. spinner
That's
title.
probably the worst. That was
right.
horrible.
That's really bad.
What else? I still don't think the tag titles look very good.
You got to put
But better than the pennies.
The Universal title. That was so bad it derailed a match.
That still bums me out. Jack Nesmith, M.A. If WWE wildcard rules expand to include NXT, what matches would you both like to see in the future on either Raw, SmackDown, or NXT in the future?
Included MMA?
No, NXT, man.
Oh. I don't know why I heard MMA in there.
I don't know why either.
This is what I'd want to see. I'd want to see Matt Riddle versus Brock Lesnar. I'd want to see...
Our ant friend is back up there.
He's getting bigger. That's our pet.
Guess so.
How do you say ant in Spanish?
Oh, shoot.
Do you know that?
Yeah.
It is Hormiga.
Mm-hmm.
Hola, Hormiga. ¿Qué tal? What was the question? Oh, yeah, NXT Wildcard.
Yeah, Matt
Rule.
Riddle, Brock Lesnar would be good.
Seth versus Adam Cole.
Or Johnny Gargano. Johnny Gargano versus AJ Styles.
Johnny Gargano versus Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, that's all good. Emperor Electrabuzz. Will there ever be another successful gimmick wrestler like Undertaker or Kane? I don't think WWE could package them correctly, even if they did. People today are more interested in believable characters. Riddick Regimen, man.
There you go. No, I mean, the closest we're going to get is something like Bray Wyatt or Aleister Black, who are like kind of
Demon Balor.
Yeah. Yeah, Demon Balor.
He's got a strong supernatural basis.
That's true. And he's got a vortex.
Yeah. Undead Marsupial. Which wrestlers do you think listen to their own theme songs to hype themselves up when they're not wrestling?
None. Zero. Nobody. Not a chance.
I would like to think that Undisputed Era does, in fact, listen to their song just kind of whenever they're amongst each other talking, though.
Yeah.
And I should just play it all the time behind them.
Yeah.
When they're all together.
No, I can get on board with that. Maybe Dijakovic.
Yeah, I can see that.
Dude, he seems like he doesn't have a lot of songs on his playlist, but he's very excited to have his own song. Drew
kind of echoes what you said earlier. Is there any chance the higher ups at Fox or NBC will do some market research, come to the conclusion that Vince is the problem? I feel like that's the only way he'll ever see it, or will he even accept that?
I think it's going to be something a little bit different. I think it'd be more like if they don't get the results they want. I don't know. I sort of mentioned this also. If they don't get the results they want, it ain't on them to fix it. So I don't know that removing. I'll put it this way. This is maybe how it would go down. They don't get the results they want. They threaten to kill the TV contract. The threatening of the TV contract being killed brings down the stock price to like $30.
Yeah, investors are upset.
At that point, Vince is gone.
The board of directors is incensed. Yes,
he's gone.
Yeah,
because right now the company's got a market cap of like 6.7 billion, or valuation of like 6.7 billion or whatever.
If that takes a nosedive, then yeah, Vince.
If that goes down to like 2 billion, oh my God, Vince is gone. I don't know what the threshold would be. I mean, even if it's 30%, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Connor, if Sasha Banks or Dean Ambrose leaves WWE for All Elite, will they be banned from the company like Jericho?
Yep. Yes, correct.
If Jericho gets the ban hammer, then pretty much anybody will.
Although Meltzer seems to think that Dean being in that movie precludes him for the time being. He said, looks like he's not going to be wrestling anytime soon because he's in a movie. I figured people could do both. And it seems like a small movie. What is their production schedule, like 10 days?
Maybe that Mox trailer thing he put up was
that's the movie.
No, it's part of the movie. Like that's he's playing that character in the movie. He's the pro wrestler that beats the MMA fighter.
He's using that video to secure financing.
Yes, there you go. There you go.
I actually did a day's worth of unpaid TV work. This company that evolved.
Production work?
I wasn't on a set or anything. It was like post stuff.
Okay, well, that's.
It was. I came in. Our friend recommended. Right, this is the worst story ever. Because I had like a kind of working knowledge of After Effects. Whenever you tell somebody, hey, I me for example, I've dabbled in comics. I can maybe do a comic. I can do drawings here and there, but it's very specific to whatever the hell I want to do. That's why I'd be really bad at like a graphic designer or something, like a freelancer. It's like you gotta change your stuff to the whims of your client. So I'm brought in, and he's like, yeah, I want it like a 3D map thing that you then zoom into.
Oh, you mentioned that, yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know how to do that. So I just sat there for like a couple hours, just dicked around. Didn't really know what I was doing. I did actually help somebody do like a Photoshop mat, but and then I just sort of skulked off. I left, and that was it. I don't think they were gonna pay me anyways.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, I can't even fake it and make it here. At least with Machinima, with the gaming stuff, it was easy to fake it.
No, there's no After Effects involved either. Remark Wrestling. What do you think of Becky successfully defending both titles and then getting cashed in after the Charlotte match? I think it's a high probability that happens. That Bayley cashes in at Money in the Bank.
That's my prediction. That's my tentative prediction right now. I've been holding on to that one for a while.
Mario Roca. Now that we have this wild card rule thing, what is the next great idea Vince has that only he thinks is genius?
Leaving the company. Look, I'm leaving the company. I'm a genius. Stock price is down to $13.
I'm focusing all my attention on the XFL.
God. What a state to be in.
That's where the money's at.
What a state to be in.
That was interesting in the newsletter. Meltzer were talking about how Vince is probably set to lose like $350 million. Because the money-making opportunities for the first 3 seasons of the XFL for him are not great.
Did you think this when you were reading that? Because I thought this. Why is he doing this? And don't just give me because it failed before, and he watched and he saw the documentary about it, and he wanted to like have some sort of retribution about his failed XFL project.
I think that was part of it. However, I think he also saw that the NFL ratings were affected by the whole anthem and Trump getting involved in all that, and thought, well, if I can respond to the wants of football fans who decide the NFL isn't for them anymore, then maybe I can have some success. I think that's probably primary, and he probably wouldn't even thought about it again, except if it weren't for that 30 for 30.
It's such a long-term proposition, though, and he's 73 years old.
I know.
And he looks 83
And, I know
old.
the NFL's ratings are down, but
it's the NFL.
They're a juggernaut. They're to football what WWE is to wrestling.
It's the
He's
NFL.
the AEW in this equation.
Yeah.
You can't see the parallels at all. Anyways, this is going to fail miserably.
It is. He's going to be out $350 million.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know.
Because,
I know. He's got plenty more.
I know that, the NFL is still, even though the ratings have fallen and whatnot, still wildly popular here. So I don't really know what percentage of ratings have fallen. Let's say ratings for the NFL has fallen 12%. So you're talking about trying to catering to a portion of the existing NFL fan base plus that 12%.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you're focusing on really wooing that 12%, is that 12% enough to keep your league afloat? No.
Nobody wants to watch crap football. That's the bottom line.
I know.
It's the bottom line. Nobody wants to watch crap football.
I know. The reason people watch NFL football is because it's probably the best football. Some people think college football is actually better.
Because the players are machines. They are absolutely like athletic freaks out there that are just doing. And then you see like guys who are running around like half speed. Well, from what you're used to watching, nobody wants to watch that.
I remember I can't remember what the league was called, but for a while, I think it lasted 2 seasons. I think it was called the UFL. There's a team here in Sacramento that Eddie Green, who used to be the coach of the Vikings, was the coach of. And I remember watching part of one of those games, and this dude was kicking like a chip shot field goal. That shit was wide left by at least 15 yards. It wasn't close.
Yeah.
Not close. And it was here, I think, at the game, and it was beautiful outside. There's no weather to blame for that. He just shanked the hell out of it. People want to watch athletics at the highest level. That's really what it's all about.
Level,
and they'll pay good money to see that.
Yeah,
if you give them a crap product, regardless of the sport, people don't want to watch it.
At least the first time we had like, the lightening up on the celebration rules. So it's kind of like a farce.
And you have your nicknames on the back.
Yeah.
And for a while they had you couldn't have a person up blocking during punts so people get laid out until someone got hurt and they realized it's a terrible idea. But just, I don't know, the whole genesis of the new XFL just rubs me the wrong way. Mm-hmm. Like if his rationale is really, NFL's ratings are down modestly and the president got involved in this, I think there's an opportunity here for me to make some money.
Yeah, I know. I know. It's too much, dude. It's too much. Nobody wants this.
No.
No, nobody's begging for this, man.
No.
I don't know.
I mean, the whole reason I stopped watching NFL has nothing to do with why Vince is starting this league. I don't really watch the NFL anymore because I don't really like how the players aren't, I don't know, like they should be able to express themselves,
Yeah, no, the NFL is...
It's pretty draconian about
draconian, yeah. It's all locked down.
What the players can and can't do, and that bothers me.
Got a couple questions here on our YouTube community thread. Rob, the fabulous dad bod Valonis, Matt Hardy delivered the line of It's him. His delivery was comically bad. What are horrible promo performances that stand out to you?
Anything Warrior ever said.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Sid. Anything Sid ever said.
Those were always great.
I have half the brain you think I do. There's a new babyface in town.
When all the old school, like, it's funny because like the old, like the heavy hitter guys, like for example Rick Steiner.
Yeah,
he was never a good pro. Well, he wasn't that. Yeah, he wasn't that good.
He wasn't that great. His brother's not that good either.
Yeah,
Scott Steiner's
entertaining. Scott's great. He's a 10.
He's entertaining.
He's a 10.
No, but he's a 10. He's either
entertaining's all that matters.
Either a 1 or a 10.
Any of the Von Erich promos. Because it's like, man, look at these guys. They are very Texas, and I can see why every woman in Texas would want to be with these guys.
I'll say this.
Go ahead.
I watched The Dark Side of the Ring about the Von Erich family, and they showed some more of Kerry's work, and it's not like he was a 10 promo. But as you mentioned, it's a very specific thing, and seeing a bit more of it, I kind of get it.
You understand it? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the
I mean, they were like just
he's the high school quarterback in Texas.
5 All-American boys.
Yeah, okay.
is what the Von Erichs were.
So you don't need big.
No.
Yeah, that's what Dusty's for.
Lord Tranquilo, do you think WWE adopting a faction system similar to New Japan would be beneficial? The factions in New Japan aren't factions in the traditional sense, more like a real sports team or fighter camps. I think it'd be nice to see that in WWE and could help organize the booking. Yeah.
Yes, and that is actually an excellent analogy to the fighter camp thing.
Yeah, that's real good,
that's a really good analogy right there. And I absolutely agree. I do. Mm-hmm. I totally agree.
Ryan Smith, as of today, who are your picks for the 2 Money in the Bank matches? His are Drew and Mandy Rose.
You're close. It's Drew and Bailey.
Uh-huh. Yep.
What are the odds you're going to move off those?
Not high.
There's only 2 weeks. There's only 1 week of TV left. Huh?
I know.
All right. Well, that's good. I think that's good for a show.
All right.
Anyways, thanks everybody for tuning in. We appreciate it. There will be an Ask Steven Larson. Well, we're shooting it today. It might be up later on Friday. So thanks so much for tuning in. Until next time, I'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Be a part of Going In Raw today at patreon.com/Steven Larson. Starting at $1 a month, you can enjoy Going In Raw ad-free, gain access to the daily 30-minute Going In Raw post-show, exclusive merchandise, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today. Click the link in the description.